Hello, hello. It's Aliyah with Daley Conversations. And today I have with me another special guest. And we love to get to know our special guests. And so I'm going to let Stevie, is it Dr. Stevie?
It is, but you could call me either one. I'm good.
Okay, because listen, I seen it on the email and I was like, I've just been calling her Stevie, but I want to get that correct. Okay. But we're going to let Dr. Stevie introduce herself by giving us something interesting about yourself and who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Well, thank you, first of all, for the invitation to be on your platform. I'm very appreciative. What I do in the world is I really help career professionals to use their knowledge and expertise to increase their income. That's what I do in my side hustle. In my work day to day, I'm a marketing manager for a nonprofit organization. And something interesting about me is that my first name, Stevie, is from Stevie Wonder, and Aisha is from his daughter, Aisha, who is featured in the song Isn't She Lovely? So that's something interesting.
Oh, your parents must have loved Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I recently got to take my mom to the Stevie Wonder concert, so I was very excited about that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look, a full circle. Thank you for coming on my platform. I really appreciate you. I would love for you to delve right into a little bit more about your story and why you decided to start a business helping women like utilize their skills.
Perfect. Perfect. So I just to take it back a little bit further. Back when I was 30, I actually was on a job that I thought was going to be the right fit. It had the big girl paychecks, the business cards, and the benefits. I thought I had made it. I had gone from kindergarten to grad school. But when I got in that position, I realized that was not the position for me. I felt like a caged bird. And so I actually got super stressed from that job. And during that time, at the age of 30, I had to have 3 colonoscopies within 30 days, two within 24 hours. I had shingles, and I went from a size 14 to a size 0. And so that was all because of stress. And really, that started me in my entrepreneurial journey. And that is really where I fell in love because I never wanted to be an entrepreneur, honestly. That was not something I ever wanted to do. I just wanted to go to work and get paid and be done with it. But God had other plans for my life.
Wow, I would have never known just by looking at you. That's what I said. Everyone has a story because just by looking at you, I would have never known that you have went through anything like that where it has caused you to like change your mindset and live a different lifestyle. You kind of just shocked me a little bit because I'm like, wow, I kind of wanted you to because you said that maybe talk more about how you overcame your struggles and obstacles to get to where you are today.
So basically, that sickness, I know I glossed over it, but that was a year-long experience. And at first, I didn't know what was going on with my body. It was just out of whack. I didn't know it was stress. I had never really experienced stress in my life. And so I didn't know it was stress until the doctor told me that it was. And that came from the result of shingles because she asked me, had I been stressed? And I was like, I don't know. I really don't like my job. I don't like where I'm at professionally, but that's it. And so we pinpointed stress. And that's where I started my job and started my business. And my job just was something that I had to let go. I had to walk out on faith. And from that time, I then was like, okay, well, I'm going to do some direct sales, network marketing. I'm just going to hustle out here. And the company that I was with at that time, I'm like, okay, well, what happens after the product? And I then founded the Beauty from Head to Toe tour, which you heard me say I quit my job. So I didn't have any money. People say, you have $1 in a dream. I didn't even have $1. I just had a dream. But I learned how to acquire sponsors for my dream. And we ended up going to Greensboro, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Roanoke, Virginia with the tour. And that really, really catapulted my business. And it's so much to the story. It is. It's like in 2016, I found myself being evicted from my home because I could not figure out how to make $800 within 30 days, right? To pay the rent. And fast forward into the midst of the pandemic, I made over 6 figures the first year of my business. And I did that fairly quickly. I did that within a span of about 9 months. 2021, I did the same thing probably. Well, 2020 was about 7 months. 2021, it was about 9 months. And I had been teaching, my business just turned 14 years old now, but I've been teaching the same thing ever since 2009. But when the pandemic hit, because I teach women how to make money online, everybody was looking for online because we couldn't have speaking engagements. We couldn't go out and do things. We had to learn how to do it at home. And I had been laying the foundation. So when it's your time, it's your time. It was my time then. And 2022, my father passed away. So I had to go through financial struggle. I had to go through different things because I was grieving. And from that standpoint, hello, beautiful. From that standpoint, it went from me going to the place of like being a 6 figure earner multiple times to then having to figure out what I was going to do financially. And that's how I got back into employment because I didn't want to grieve at the same time and build a business because building a business is not the easiest thing to do. So that's how I landed in the position I have now.
Wow. Life's journey, right? Life is a real journey. Like it takes you up, it takes you down, you go through things, but then you overcome those things. Especially, it sounds like you were a fighter. You kept pushing through and really going with the flows of life. So like when you figured out you were stressed, it was just like, okay, this is coming from my job. I can't do this because if we're not here to do the work, then who's gonna do it? Like we all have a purpose. We're meant, to do something, and to make an impact, whether it's big or small. And so we got to take care of ourselves. So I'm glad that you even
Absolutely.
decided to make that choice because a lot of people can't, are scared, to take that leap of faith, like you said, because it really is a leap of faith.
Mhm.
I resonate with taking that leap of faith, leaving without having really a secure financial situation going on, and just trying to do something that you feel like is going to benefit you, your lifestyle, and put you in a different position, which, like you said, it did. You earned multiple times 6 figures, had to go back and get employment, but you're still, working towards helping women and building business. And so I would love for you to talk about what does it take, to build a business, sustainable business where you can earn 6 figures or more from your business.
Thank you. The first thing that came to my mind, because I make no qualms about being a Christian woman, is the Lord. That's what it takes. It takes. And even if somebody here is not, a Christian, it's okay. Whatever the higher power is, life is bigger than who you are. So it has to be some sort of higher power that you depend on. And for me, it just happens to be Jesus. And that's what it takes. That's the first thing. You got to have somebody in your corner, both here on earth and also heavenly or higher power to believe in. Second thing I would say is tenacity. You have to know and understand that you got to get it. Like, you have to get it out the mud, as they say. And so life can be very tumultuous. You just have to go forth and do whatever it is that you've been assigned to do. The next thing is definitely grit. You gotta have some
Mm.
grit. You gotta be able to put into that work ethic. When people see you working, they're gonna highlight you. They want to know what it is about you. And then the last thing I would say is easy to make money. When I started in 2009, we didn't have all these things. I think when it comes to growing business, having side hustle, gig economy, all the things, we didn't have Uber, we didn't have DoorDash, we didn't have any of the stuff. So really understanding that sometimes you have to pivot. Like you can't just be doing the same thing. If it's not going to work for you, it's okay. You might have to go back into employment. You might have to quit employment. You might have to go from where it is to where you want to be in a unique way. And many times people don't pivot.
Hmm. So, what advice would you have for women who are either thinking about pivoting, already have pivoted, in the transition of pivoting, and they are wanting to start a business and create income for themselves?
study the trends. Study the trends. Look at what's important now. Look at how people are making money now. Look at how you are showing up now. Now you have the internet. You have all kinds of websites and social media. People are getting paid to post on social media. Dogs are getting paid to post on social media. So if you pivoted, you definitely need to search out the knowledge. You need to have, I believe in multiple streams of income. Yes, I do have a full-time job, but I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket at all. So really understanding that if you've already pivoted, it takes patience. You can't just think, oh, well, I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow because I pivoted. No, it took me multiple years to have a six-figure year. And the truth of the matter is that you have to be a statistic breaker when it comes to this. Why? Because they say that less than 11% of all businesses, black, white, male, female, all businesses will ever make six figures. So you have to understand that. And traditionally, black women make around $20,000 in our businesses per year. So we know this information already, that we have to set our sights higher to get there. And we have to be focused, honestly. Focus is a key part of it. You can't go everywhere. You can't do everything. You have to zero in, lock in, and understand that you are doing things that people may not understand.
So going off of what you were just saying about being focused and locking in, because sometimes that can be really lonely. Can you just talk about how you have gotten over that experience and staying focused and may not receiving the support that you have, like those barriers that you have found in entrepreneurship?
I love to really listen to success stories. So understanding that people have done this before. I am not the first one to do it. So that's very helpful. Like looking at who has come before me, look at who is in the trenches with me. That is very important. I do believe in coaching. I do believe in mentorship as well, because if not, you're going to feel like you're the only one doing it. And sometimes I believe in the power of the internet because I've met so many incredible people who I wouldn't have had in my circle. Making sure that you're looking at who is being successful, looking at the fact that, okay, if they did it, I could do it too. Reading is very much important. Understanding, watching videos, all these things have helped me to lock in, because I believe that making money is more mental than mechanical. So working on your mindset more so than your craft is important.
So when that was good. So when you are working and you have a business, how do you balance that?
That's a great question. How do you balance that? I don't think you can. I don't believe in balance. I believe in harmony. So believing in, because balance means that it's going to be equal. But like, I'm going to put equal weight on it. There's no way you can put equal weight on it, in my opinion. And so you have to realize that sometimes there are going to be lighter times in your business, that you have to pay more attention at work and vice versa. You know, most companies, like, we have generous PTO, paid time off. So if there's something coming up or something you need to do, then take your time. Take your time to do it. And I think really understanding that, yes, you know, you may work, especially if you work strict hours from 9 to 5 or something like that, then you're going to have to put 9 to 5 focus inside of your job. And then you have to utilize your focus when you go home to really transition into your business mode. And I think also to be able to delegate, like there's sometimes where you might have to hire somebody on to help you to get through this. You may even have to hire like somebody. There's so many different sites that you can use to hire people, but really focusing on utilizing your business money and your work money. Make sure your business is your invested, right? But make sure that your job is your investor.
That's good. So just being able, so when you're working and you are trying to start a business, making sure that you're allocating, you know, money from your job to invest into your business, and then the money that you make from your business to invest more into your business so that your business is growing.
Yep. Because when I started, like I said, I didn't have any money, so it was. This is what I would do now, right? And make sure that you have. I knew that I needed to leave. I was getting sicker, but I wouldn't just leave up and quit a job. I don't think that's very wise. Specifically, those of you who may be parents. I don't have any other people who are really depending on me like that. So, what I would do can be different sometimes too. If you have a family, you have kids, and you need to be wise about what you're doing. Don't just let the world tell you you need to quit your job. No, if you don't have a plan of action, then Duke Energy and whoever else, Spectrum, they're going to be calling upon you to pay that bill. It doesn't matter. So you got to be able to be wise in what you're doing. People are still going to want their money. Now, during COVID, they were very generous, but now the world is back to where it's supposed to be for the most part. They're going to look every month like clockwork that you need to pay it. So, not don't pay too much attention to what's going on social media, because you'll end up really confused probably, because everybody is just posting their highlight reels. But what I would do is to pray, meditate, dig into whatever, however you do it, and get some instruction. Because it may be that you're supposed to move at that time, you're supposed to pivot at that time, but it may be you need to stand still. So for me, because I do work with Christian women and men too, but primarily Christian women, we're going to pray, because I don't know what the Lord wants you to hear. We're going to pray in the beginning of our sessions when I coach somebody. I need the Lord to show up, because if you are going to be somebody who also, and that's why I go into it with people understanding and knowing that I am a Christian, because it's weird to pray in a session with somebody who is not of that same faith, and I wouldn't do that. But no, we're going to dig in, we're going to pray, we're going to be like, Lord, I need some direction, because I don't know exactly what the Lord is trying to tell you. And I'm going to agree. And then once we know what the direction is, then I can put some tangible steps in place. But we have to be wise in this. We have to be vigilant in this and understand that for most people, work is bigger than just what you do. Work is how you're going to impact and change the world.
That is so true. Before we leave, I would love for you to just talk more about your coaching sessions. What do you offer to women? What does your coaching sessions look like if someone wanted to sign up to work with you?
Definitely. Well, the first thing, I would love to give you all a free gift. I would love to give you all a free gift. You can go to stevii.com, stevii.com. I always tell people that I's in my name stand for increasing income. And once you go to stevii.com, you're able to go ahead and get a free class that's going to teach you how to increase your visibility, credibility, and cash online. I also like people to start there too, because they see what type of coach I am. I don't believe that every coach is for everybody. Like, that's not something I believe in. I know that I'm going to be kind of in your face. When we coach together, we're not coming to play around. We're going to get things done. So I am very intense when it comes to that. But currently, because I do understand that I do have a full-time job too, then I am offering more of like 1 hour sessions, different things, instead of long coaching commitments, like 90 days, 100. We're doing it 1 hour, at the most 90 minutes, and we getting it done. So that's what we do. But definitely go to stevii.com and get that class so that you can make sure that I am the coach for you. Like, listen, I understand I'm not the coach for everybody.
That's so true. Thank you so much, Dr. Stevii, for spending time with me on Daley Conversations. You all, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thank you.